Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, February the 10th, 2023. I am Gerald Bryan. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, most oil block awardees submitted documents, cabinet decision soon, JAGDEO. Do not be used as political pawns, President Ali urges teachers. GTU has not filed annual returns in 2 decades, Commerce Registrar. Auditor General says no records submitted since 1989. $2.6 billion Oil and Gas Training Institute commissioned in BERBICE, and draft master plan for Silica City to be ready by mid-2024. Now for the news in detail. The Guyana government has received the required documents from most of the awardees at last year's oil block auction. This now paves the way for Cabinet to decide on whether to move forward with contracts, and Vice President JAGDEO is optimistic that this decision will be made soon. More in our lead story tonight. With most of last year's oil block awardees having submitted their required documents, Cabinet could soon be making a decision on the final agreements. This is according to Vice President JAGDEO during his recent press conference. While he declined to put a definitive timeline on when this decision will be made, JAGDEO said that only one company had outstanding information as of Thursday.
I don't want to put a timer. I think most of, with the exception of one, has been the report has come in today. I asked them about it, have submitted the required info. So we will, maybe that will come to Cabinet now, and we will now know go or no go. That is to conclude the full agreement.
JAGDEO reminded what are the basics for acceptance by the government, including financial ability to pay the signing bonus. He also acknowledged that while some of the companies lack the technical capacity, they have the option of bringing in operators to explore for oil.
But because we're getting the signing bonus, then we say you can bring in whomever you want, provided, of course, you stick with your plan. And there is an approved plan that they have to stick with. And if they don't meet the plan, there's a massive fine of 50% of the total cost of the plan. So those are our two safeguards: the signing bonus, the approved plan, and the fine, the potential fine of 50%.
Meanwhile, U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil has revealed that it remains open to possibly participating whenever there is a second bid round. According to Exxon Guyana President Alistair Routledge, they remain in talks with the government on the block they were awarded during the last one.
On the last question, which is I guess ultimately on longer term exploration, so the auction process. So the 2022 auction, as you know, we participated, we bid on one of the blocks, we were awarded the S8 block. We are in an ongoing discussion with the government, with the ministry, on what needs to be finalized, what documents they need in order for that to be crystallized. I would say, one question that often comes up is, in those discussions, is there any discussion of the fiscal terms? As the Vice President has made very clear, those are not up for debate. I would also like to be clear, we have not at any point asked to modify the fiscals that were presented under the 2022 licensing round. But there are, as you can appreciate, a whole lot of other documents and details and everything else that need to be worked on.
During the last bid round, a total of 6 bidders submitted offers for 8 of the 14 oil blocks that were up for grabs. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News. President Dr. Irfan Ali has asked that teachers exercise patience amid their strike action for better pay, and has assured that the government is working on creating a welfare package that is incomparable with other countries in the Caribbean. Rupert Sinarine joins us with the details.
President Dr. Irfan Ali attended the opening of the Guyana Technical Training College Facility Stimulator in BERBICE Region 6 on Friday, where he used that opportunity to contend that the strike actions currently ongoing are political in nature. Ali sounded that there is no need to down tools. In due time, he assured teachers would be compensated adequately. He said that while it may seem as though Guyana is an oil-rich country, the real growth is yet to come.
We suffer from our own good news sometimes. Everybody believes that all the resources is available now. In 2027, then it's when the real growth in revenue coming in would be seen in the country. And I said to our teachers, our nurses, our public servants, and I say to them now again, that we are committed to giving you the best life possible. There is no need to politicize or be by. It is for sure that the present situation with the teacher has been overtaken by political expediency. Because I explained to the teachers and the public servants, the nurses, the doctors, that we are going to work in an incremental way to ensure that you have the best welfare package that you can have anywhere else in the region, right here in Guyana. But it will take time.
Towards the end of 2024, there will be a complete analysis of different categories of workers where structured interventions will be introduced to allow for greater benefits, the President said. At the same time, he has called for stakeholders to reciprocate their contribution in the process of incremental development.
All of us have to give a little in this process of incremental development and patience. And it's not as if you're going to give 5 years from now. This very year, I said, in the process of this year, an evaluation will be made for all categories of our workers. Patience.
Ali added that PPP governments have a history of being on the side of workers, as he lauded teachers who have remained in classrooms.
Every category of worker will see growth in their benefit and growth in their welfare. Investing and empowering you to have more net value. At the end of the day, it is not only your salary, it is what is your net value. When we build a road in front of your house that was valued $5 million, and because of the infrastructure it goes up to $9 million, that is $4 million increase in your net value. You can then take an asset that carries a higher value and go to the bank and get a higher level of capital. That is how empowerment goes. When we give you house lots and we give you housing, it increases your net wealth position. So I urge our people not to be pawns politically.
Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
The Guyana Teachers Union, GTU, is at risk of being struck off the trades union's registry after it failed to submit annual returns for 2 decades, despite collecting billions of dollars in dues from teachers over the years. In this Lawanda McAllister report, you will also hear that the union has not provided financial statements to the Auditor General Office since 1989. Let's have a look.
The transparency and accountability of the Guyana Teachers Union recently came up under scrutiny. However, it was revealed on Friday by the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority that the financial report filed by the GTU was in 2005. Under Section 35 of the Trade Unions Act, Chapter 98.3, annual returns are required to be filed annually by registered trade unions. That section also states that a failure to comply with this will result in a fine. Every month, a $700 fee is deducted from each unionized teacher and remitted to the GTU. This adds up to about $3.1 million monthly and approximately $37 million annually. The union is currently leading a 2-week strike by teachers across the country, a move which the Guyana government says is illegal and politically driven. During a press conference on Thursday, Vice President JAGDEO had questioned transparency and accountability of the GTU and disclosed its failure to submit financial statements to the relevant bodies. In response, however, GTU Vice President Colin Nicholson on Friday claimed that JAGDEO's statements were totally false. He told Demerara Waves that the union's records are up to date and are presented every 3 years to the Auditor General's Office and Registrar of Trade Unions. However, this was debunked by the Office of the Auditor General, which on Friday also revealed that the last financial statements submitted by the GTU was in 1989. Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton has since called out the GTU official for lying to the public about the union's state of affairs, adding that its failure to submit its documents put the union at risk of being struck off the trade union's registry.
He is saying that all their financials are up to date. The last report of the ministry, last financial report, had the Ministry of Labour is 2004, 2 decades now. They have not submitted, as the law require, their financial statement to the registrar of trade unions. So this guy stood in front of the camera and lied. He knew he was lying. You know, the law speaks to failing to do that. What should happen? If I pay strict attention to the law talks about any trade union that fails to submit their audited financial statement to the registrar of trade union can be struck off of the books. That's what the law says. So these people are shameless that they would lie when you have the documents, you have the information before you.
Awan McAllister, The Evening News.
President Dr. Irfan Ali on Friday commissioned a $2.6 billion institute for training in the oil and gas sector at Port Morant, Region 6. In this Andrew Carmichael report, you will hear that this facility is one of less than 10 such training institutes worldwide. Here are the details.
The $2.6 billion Guyana Technical Training College, Inc., commissioned by President Dr. Irfan Ali on Friday, is situated at Port Morant in Berbice, Region 6. The college will be used primarily for training in the oil and gas sector and is phase 1 of what will become a campus. The head of state referred to the establishment of the world-class training facility as an incredible development, pointing out that it would not only be used for training in the oil and gas sector.
The training aims to prepare them for employment in 3 sectors. Our new, technically sophisticated, offshore, and rapidly growing oil and gas industry through the Oil and Gas Institute. 2, the hospitality and tourism industry by the Hospitality and Tourism Institute. And 3, manufacturing, construction, and other technical service-based industries, including welding, fabrication.
President Ali said it is about the transformation of Guyana and the building of the world-class facilities that would not only train and equip the country's human resources with the skill set, but also give them world-class certification.
The factor training site consists of classrooms, workshops, and a factor module. The project is, as you know, funded by our partners to the tune of $13 million, the first phase. $13 million, $2.6 billion. $2.6 billion invested in the future of our country, the students who will come through this facility.
ExxonMobil Guyana has partnered with the government of Guyana to have the facility simulator factor established, and according to the president of the U.S. oil giant, Alistair Rutledge, it is one of less than 10 such facilities around the world.
This is actually one of less than 10 facilities like it around the world. And that talks again to our commitment to bring the latest, best technology and processes and techniques to Guyana to responsibly develop the resource. It's bringing that kind of capability and building it here in Guyana. There are few places in the world that you will find a facility like this.
The facility is considered safe for training because it is designed to use modems such as water and air, and there are no potentially hazardous gases or liquids used. The plant comprises several major equipment to simulate the process conditions of an FPSO in a safe and controlled environment. Factor can accommodate up to 4 trainees in each batch, with 4 trainers across 4 disciplines: mechanical, instrumentational, electrical, and production. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Coming up on the other side of the break, Draft master plan for Silica City to be ready by May 2024, Rodriguez. Please stay tuned.
Contractors, let the quality of your road constructions speak for themselves by investing in a walk-behind vibratory roller from Sylvies. Apart from improving productivity, our roller provides better compaction for soil and asphalt. Designed with the ability to turn, this machine also offers great flexibility for precise work near walls and sidewalks. Order it now before it's gone at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
Welcome back. You are watching the Evening News. Rupert Sinarine tells us in this report that the draft master plan to be used in the development of Silica City, the government's first smart urban center as part of its climate change mitigation strategies, should be ready by mid-2024. Here's more.
Silica City is currently being developed in Kurukururu on the Linden-Susdike Highway. Last year, a memorandum of understanding was signed with the University of Miami to develop a master plan for the project. Minister within the Housing Ministry Suzanne Rodriguez appeared on the Guyana Dialogue this week, where she disclosed that government is channeling the expertise of other countries in ensuring the success of the project.
We want to do this properly, and we want to deploy the use of experts and people who have done this in other countries in Latin America, the Caribbean, and Europe, and around the world. So we're using their expertise to design Silica City so that it can achieve all of the objectives that we would like to achieve. They have to, I think, about 6 months to get back to us on a draft. So I think about mid this year, we should be in possession of a draft of this master plan.
To this end, several investments have been made to develop road linkages in anticipation of the project.
Silica City is intended to be a modern, sustainable city. This is as a result, of course, of climate change, rising sea levels, and us looking to move to higher ground. We are building a highway from which we've started already, from Mandela to Eccles, and then Eccles to Diamond, which is completed, which is now the Heroes Highway. And then this highway will go all the way to Timeri and will give people access to the Linden-Susdike Highway.
Silica City will initially cater for just over 3,000 households in the first 5 years, but 3,800 acres of land have been earmarked. The city will be a smart one, powered by renewable energy and developed with the Low Carbon Development Strategy, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and Goal 11 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Rupa Sinarine, The Evening News.
The Guyana government, through the Ministry of Health, has successfully identified a site and obtained the necessary funding to construct a modern hospital at Moruca, Region 1. On Wednesday, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony and other officials from his ministry inspected the 10 acres of land provided to the government by the Moruca Village Council. Trishelle Sobers has the details.
The hospital, which will be located at 3 miles Moruca, will comprise inpatient beds, surgical theaters, an outpatient facility with several different clinics, and an accident and emergency unit that will work on a 24-hour basis. According to Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, the potential advantages of the completed hospital will bring convenience and improved services to the local population.
Very soon, the days when you had to travel out and go to Swadhi Hospital or go somewhere else, those days are going to be less and finished once we build the new hospital. So this is the kind of improvement that we want to bring to your community. That's the objective, to make sure that accessibility to health care is closer to you.
Dr. Anthony added that the Maruka Hospital will also include modern equipment such as a CT scan, as government continues to work towards improving healthcare accessibility.
You will have a 24-hour accident and emergency service. You will have a 24-hour lab. You will have imaging, which we will be able to do. So we will be able to do things like ultrasound, x-rays, and there's another special type of imaging that right now is not available to anybody in this region because we don't have any of those equipment in this region. And that is called a CT scan. This new hospital would have a CT scan machine, and all the tests that we'll be doing here would of course be free of cost.
Engineers from the Ministry of Health have already commenced works for the design for the state-of-the-art medical facility, and upon completion of the design process, the next step will involve commencing the tendering process for the project's construction. The project is expected to be completed within 24 to 36 months after the contract is awarded, so that the populace of the sub-region may reap the benefits of the medical facility. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Several students from the Government Technical Institute, GTI, were recently engaged in a 3-day cold work asset maintenance and repairs solution training, which provided them with the skills needed to service assets for the oil and gas sector. The training was facilitated by Global Assets Integrity and Maintenance Management Services, GAMES, Guyana, and the French company Coldpad. Trishelle Sobers joins us again with more.
The training session is the first series of knowledge transfer exercises to empower the Guyanese workforce and GTI students with specialized skills, products, and services that GAMES provides to the energy, manufacturing, and engineering sector. This include maintaining, repairing, and optimizing assets for various organizations, while ensuring seamless operations with environmentally friendly technologies. As a result, the GTI students were engaged in virtual and in-person training sessions on safety tools, Almed products, and equipment that conform to ATEX guidelines, which are safe to use in X-gas zones 1 and 2 without a hot work permit. Throughout the sessions, participants were engaged in insightful discussions, hands-on exercises, and knowledge-sharing sessions aimed at enhancing their skills and expertise. In an interview with this newscast, Business Development Director of GAMES, Derek Cardenas, revealed that all the students who participated in the workshop are now certified cold work solution operators. This, he explained, now allows them to offer a range of services to the oil and gas industry that minimizes downtime and prioritizes efficiency, safety, and environmental responsible work.
Integration of technology and advanced solutions where we make work it's less fatigue on individuals and less labor intensive, and giving them the ability to progress in terms of their education, training, as well as the ability to have hands-on experience in operations. So for us, and my role in terms of business development is bringing this to the forefront of the major operators that are coming to Guyana, letting them be aware of the advanced technological solutions that we are bringing to the forefront of operations.
To continue along the trajectory established, GAMES will be signing a Memorandum of Understanding with the Government Technical Institute, GTI. This will allow for more persons from the Institute to be certified and gain the experience needed to operate in the oil and gas sector.
What we hope to transpire is continued growth, a continued relationship with GTI, as well as integration of these students into the world of work, as well as involving them and giving them experience in terms of sustainable solutions.
Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, February 11, 2024 at 5 hours 15 for 75 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes. Meanwhile, the BERBICE Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 20 on Sunday, February 11, 2024 for 1.5 hours.
LSG signed Shamar Joseph for IPL 2024. This and more coming up in the Sportscast, sponsored by McCorp.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.